Other interesting business news, we have an update for John Deere and their layoffs. Turns out they're going to Mexico, or as some people call it, Mexico. Now, this is brought to us thanks to the Daily Caller. They say, quote, John Deere announces layoffs while moving production abroad. And they have their iconic logo over there. This is Mariana Angelica over there. Now, last Friday they actually announced the specific layoffs, but now we know where the jobs are actually going, which I won't say I called it, but I had a high propensity of being right with my guess when I said it was probably going to go to Mexico. Now, she says, oh, apologize for the little screen here. Oh, the computers work. Oh, there we go. Give you a cool picture to look at. Well, moderately cool is their logo. Yeah, it's all right. John Deere announced that it will lay off approximately 610 employees between 3 of its plants in Illinois and in Iowa, or some people call it Illinois. Now, they say that they claim that the quote agricultural machinery giant is set to lay off hundreds of workers due to declining demand for its product, with all the layoffs taking effect on August 30th. The move reportedly affects 230 workers in East Moline, Illinois plant, 230 in Davenport, Iowa, and about 100 in Dubuque, Iowa. Now, it looks like, thankfully, the company is offering the affected workers by supplemental unemployment benefit, covering about 95% of their weekly net pay for up to 26 weeks, based on their length of service. In addition, the company will have reportedly received, the employees being laid off will reportedly receive profit sharing options and health benefits. Scrolling down more and more, they say that despite the profit of $10.16 billion in 2023, John Deere cited operational cost and downturn in the market demands for its layoffs. John Deere reads, quote, we can confirm Deere leadership recently communicated that rising operational costs and declining market demand requires enterprise-wide changes in how work gets done to achieve our goals and best position the company for the future. Here. Here's a better picture. You can see one of their large machineries. Yeah, there we go. They said amid the organization changes, John Deere's market capitalization stands at about $102.81 billion, with a net income about $4.121 billion reported for the first half of the year. However, the company reportedly revised a profit forecast downwards twice in 2024, which, yeah, that's the worst thing you possibly do. Rudimentally speaking, just telling people, yeah, we think we're going to make less and less money, which scares investors and shareholders. And yeah, I'm not too surprised to hear. I think those are all the major statistics or the major numbers here. Wow, that's even decrease in farm income. That's even, so this is from the Department of Agriculture. This is insane. The agricultural sector's demands are further highlighted by the Department of Agriculture forecast, which predicts a 25.5 decrease in farm income in 2024 compared to 2023. These farmers are between a rock and a hard place, to say the least. And I mean, gone are the days you can get like a farm equipment for any small conceivable amount of money. I mean, people think Ford F-150 or 350 or double XY Banana Falcon trim levels, they think those are expensive at $100,000, which for a truck, yeah, absolutely. But for these types of machinery, John Deere machines are, 250, 350, 450K plus. Because again, they've increased their capabilities, but they're also much more complex, a lot more technology in them. It's one of the biggest investments this farmer will make. And the price just keeps going up more and more and more. And I always wonder how much of the reason companies move to Mexico from shifting from the United States labor, how much of it not just isn't the cost of labor, because again, the cost of labor in Mexico is a fraction, but also less regulations in the factories down there, I believe that's a huge contributing factor, and also less lawsuits and less to no unions. I mean, one of the reasons the United States, especially in terms of automotive and agriculture, a lot of them are unionized labor, which further increase the cost of goods sold, and interestingly enough, many times decreases the quality of the product. Can't help but think of the United Auto Workers with General Motors as well as Ford and Chrysler, where interestingly enough, they have the most unreliable vehicles. And that's, pretty much every survey has noted that, and they all just have to be manufactured and assembled by the UAW. I certainly think that is a contributing factor. So it is unfortunate to see these jobs being shipped down south, and it will be interesting to see in terms of John Deere. How much will demand dwindle for these products and machines? Because again, they're moderately durable. They're not great to repair, because that's also another point of contingency with farmers, with the right to repair laws. A lot of these companies becoming like smartphone manufacturers, where only they can work on the products even though you're buying it. That's a whole topic in and of itself when it comes to farming, agriculture, and their demands from a consumer perspective. But yeah, these machines are so large, and there's pretty heavy competition. I mean, Case New Holland is one of the largest ones out there. They've been growing pretty good. Kabuto is another one, especially for tractors. You have Kinsey out of Iowa. There's a lot more competition than people think when it comes to this type of industry. It'll be interesting to see what happens long term. And in terms of will the jobs ever come back, I don't think so, because of all the aforementioned reasons. So it's unfortunate. It'll be hopefully those employees are able to find gainful employment at one of the competitors, perhaps, maybe in a complementary industry, or maybe a subcontractor, sub-supplier, John Deere. But it'll be interesting to see how John Deere does this year as, again, demand continues to dwindle. Again, those costs just keep going up and up. So it'd be interesting to see. Of course, let me know in the comments. I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers at the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.